Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today we are going to continue on with our Let's Play the tutorial, the in-game tutorial for Imperator Rome. Now, we've already done 4 parts. This is part number 5. As you can see on our objectives checklist, we have completed quite a few tasks here. And our next task is conquer the Sabini. And the Sabini here, if we read through here, we've done a lot of this already. We fabricated a claim. So what we really learned there is you can declare war on who you want. And if you get down here and read a little further, it says to declare war, open Sabini's diplomacy screen again and select declare war. Then you'll then need to select a casus belli. If you have show superiority or show naval superiority selected, you will suffer a stability hit. Okay, so the basic idea here is you can kind of declare war on whoever you want because you're always going to have that show superiority or show naval superiority, which is sort of a, hey, we just want to attack you. Um, but you're going to take a stability hit if you do that. So what you probably would prefer to do is take a little longer and fabricate a claim. And that means essentially making up a reason, whether good or not, or truthful or not, to attack that country. And if you do that, then you avoid the stability hit. So that's what we've done. We've fabricated a claim against the Sabines, and we have also already declared war against them. You see this here, active wars, Sabinia, and we're tied at 0 right now, early in the first quarter. Um, Now, I really enjoy Paradox games. I love EU4. It is a modern classic game. But if I did have one complaint about it, it is the chasing of armies around the map. All right. So I'm hoping they've avoided that a little bit here. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you've never played a Paradox game before, or you've never played EU4 before, you just get in this situation where you can chase an army all across Europe. They'll never stand and fight, and you can never quite defeat them because they just keep running from you. And it gets very frustrating in that game. Now, again, I love that game. Those people know more about, the developers know more about doing war games than I do. I understand that. But it seems to me not realistic or historical, especially for this time period when armies stood and fought. There was very little, strategic retreating. There may have been tactical retreating, but strategically, you would not have seen an army of this time in 300 BC, taking off and running around Italy like mad to get away from you. So let's see if that how this plays out. Now, I know in EU4, the best way to combat that, I say the best way, it's kind of puts you at a little disadvantage, is you have to split your army. And you have to take one part of your army and go sit down in a region and take the other half of your army and go chase the opposing army around. But we're not going to do that, at least not yet. We're going to see how this plays out. So, okay, up here is Sabinia. We need to go sit in each one of these regions long enough to occupy it. And I don't know that from the tutorial. I just know that from playing other Paradox games, that's how it will work. I'm going to actually click off this, this out of here, outliner out of here. Let's open this up, clear up the map a little bit so we can see what's going on. Let's also slow things way down to 1. I like to do that when I go to Warfare. Usually with Paradox games, I never hit pause. I try to figure it out. I think it adds to the difficulty, right, if you just keep it going. Um, so anyway, we're going to go marching up here and go sit in their territory. We'll see what happens when we do that. So let's give it the order, and let's go ahead and hit play. Now, the game did tell us to get our army in better position. I guess we should have probably had them up here when we started. Now you see a bunch of armies up here. And again, I hate to do this, but let's pause and see what in the world is going on here. We saw a bunch of armies spring forth like from the head of Zeus, or I guess in this case, Jupiter. Um, All right, who do we have here? First Roman Sabinian War. All right. It began on May 1st, 454. All right. What do we have here? War goal protected. I don't really know what that means. War goal defender controls province of Picenium. And okay, this is their war goal is to, hold on to Picenium. Our goal is to take the province of Picenum. All right. This is what we have in our army. Now, is this combined with our allies? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So this is what we have. What is this? Oh, this is our ships. All right. Well, this is going to be more of a land war, it seems. Uh, this is us and our allies, obviously. Rome, Frentania, Polinia, and Nuceria. All right. This is war exhaustion. Stability. Wow, our allies are not very stable kingdoms for sure. And sort by the number of blockaded ports. Okay, there's 0. All right, so we need to memorize these banners because these are our allies. Frentania, Polinia, and Nuceria. All right, well, there's Polinia. They're easy to tell. It kind of almost looks like an arrowhead, maybe. This is Picentia, so this is they're against us. They're an ally of Sabinia. All right, so Sabinia, Umbria. Now we haven't talked about Umbria. Umbria is right up here. If I move this, Umbria is right here. Picentia is right here, and so we're really fighting all of, kind of central eastern Italy here. Uh, okay, so these are our allies. These are the Sabines. This is Picentia. Okay. What do we have down here? This is Frentania. These are our allies. All right. Okay. Do we see any Umbrian armies? I didn't see any Umbrian armies. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're brown because our allies red, Picentia is blue, the Sabines are green, so it kind of matches whatever color territory on the political map you have, and we're red as well. So we're red and red. What are our guys down here? Frentani is green. Well, that's kind of confusing, considering Sabini is green as well. Well, okay. All right, so I mean, this is a pretty big war for a tutorial. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Now we have our consul here, Publius Fabius Sophus, is leading our army. He has an 8 martial skill, so that's pretty good. Let's see how much they run from us or what they're going to do here. All right, so there's a little valley right. Oh, okay. So our ally is taken up with the Sabines already. Looks like he's actually losing, so that's not great. Who's it? Okay, there comes Umbria. Now they walked down here and then decided, it looks like they're walking back. Did our ally get beaten there? Yeah, the sulking, skulking away army, that's the army that gets beaten. Now, in Paradox games, they have to retreat back here to a territory some number of leagues away, I guess. The recent work of the plebeian jurist Gnaeus Flavius, his Legis Actionis, or Actions of Law, is the first written account of the legal procedures of Rome. The importance of his work propelled him to the office of tribune of the plebes and garnered him wide populist support. The full extent and interpretation of our laws has until now been verbal tradition of our judiciary, and Flavius's attempts to codify parts of our legal procedures for a wider audience has not been wholly appreciated. Some patricians argue a public airing of our sacred laws by a plebeian no less threatens their traditional prerogative over governmental positions and the laws of Rome, while the populace welcome greater rights and participation for the plebes. Okay, so the old ancient struggle, the aristocrats want to keep control over knowledge, and therefore, they don't want the laws to be known by the plebes. In other words, they can make up whatever laws they want because the plebes don't really know what the laws are, right? Um, Publius Fabius Sophus gains 10 this would transparency can only benefit our legal system. All right, so we're going to allow him to publish this if we pick this one. So our ruler Sophus gains 10 popularity if this happens. All right, the plebes like that. Gnaeus Flavius, so the guy that did it, gains 10 prominence, right? Rome gains 10 approval from the populares. And we gain this Legis Actionis for 240 months, which gives freemen happiness and our enact law cost goes down. Okay, well that all seems all right. Um, this one is we can not undo the damage, but we can control it. All right, so this would be us siding with the optimates, it seems, or the aristocrats. The optimates are the aristocrats, the populares are the plebes, when you think about Roman history. So this would cause Sophus, our ruler, to lose 5 popularity. Now this is interesting, right? Because he's a member of the Optimates. He's a member of the aristocrats. So you think he might want to favor the aristocrats, but this would cause him to lose popularity. This Gnaeus Flavius would lose 15 loyalty to Rome. But Rome gains 10 approval from the aristocrats or the optimates, if you prefer. And then we get the exact same bonuses either way, but Rome would gain 5 tyranny. Well, this has nothing but benefits, the first one. You know, realistically, you may say, hey, our consul may want to side with his own group or his own party, but really, for our purposes as Rome, we'll just do that one. All right, time starts back up. What else is happening? What's going on? Who's this? Mercenaries. We've got mercenaries out here. Some pirates. Wow, that's going to make this war a little more interesting. We got some pirates running around. Okay, this is Fratania. This is our ally. This is not our ally. All right, pause. Like I said, this thing gets kind of it can get real jumbled. Okay, so Picentia has sent an army down here through this gap, or this valley, I should say, because we have mountains here. I think this is this? No, it's not completely. Yes, this is completely impassable, and so is this. Okay, so you've got to go this way or this way. Now we have now occupied Tibula. All right, and so we or trep. Did I say tibula? I was thinking, you've got a long leg, sir. No, trebula, trebula. We have occupied that. You know that from these lines, and I only know that because I played other Paradox games. Meanwhile, they have occupied, I say they, the people we're fighting, have occupied this territory of ours. That leaves us with a -2 war score. Now, war scores go from -100 to +100. We're going to want this to turn green and go to 100. How do we do that? Well, we defeat the armies of our enemies, but we also occupy their territory. All right. And when we're fighting an allied war like this, we not only have to occupy Sabinia here, we have to occupy Picenum and Umbria. So I mean, we've got a lot of territory to occupy. Now, luckily, we have a lot of allies as well, so they can help us do some of that. Now, that also becomes a contentious issue in EU4 because sometimes they'll jump in and occupy a territory and then make a claim on it themselves. But we're not nearly that far in this game yet to even be worried about stuff like that. Okay, so Picenum, they're following our ally here, Pelegnia, who got their butt whooped in their battle. What's happening down here? All right, so Picentia has what, 3 ships? Uh, Frentania is our ally. So's Nuceria. Okay, so our allies are operating down here. Unclear what they're really up to. We haven't really seen the Umbrians. Now, see, this is where in EU4 I would split this army in half, and I would have the other half of it go take on these guys before they can sit down and occupy one of our regions here. But let's continue on and just see what happens. because hopefully he's going to, okay, he did recover. Now he's marching back over here. Maybe he's fleeing still. Oh, we got more than just Pycentia there. I just saw them pop out. Who else is here? Ah, it is the Sabine army. Sorry, I didn't notice that the first time. Um, okay, they're getting a little too close for comfort down here to Rome. So I'm going to go ahead and send our army down here. Like I said, I'm not going to split our army yet, although I know that we're going to have to eventually. So let's head down here and go try. Okay, wow, they just absolutely destroyed that army in like no time flat. Now we're going to head all the way in here to Rome. Hopefully they stick around. Picentia and Sabinia. All right, so we've got two armies here. Now they maybe have split their armies as well, but we'll see. Battle of Roma. All right, here's our army clicking down. We obviously outnumber them. Um, there are going to be more tutorials on battles. Hopefully, they will go through and explain what all of that was and whether we can slow that down and really watch it or not. Because, I mean, I've got it on the slowest setting up here, but that happened really fast. We lost 261 troops. They lost 17 of 1,700. That's complete and total massacre. All right. Well, great. Now, another thing I'd like to know, but we just do not know yet, is I assume that we get automatic reinforcements and our army builds back up for our losses. That could be a choice that we have to make somewhere. I don't know. It's just not something that we've really seen in the tutorial yet. So let's head up here. Let's set down in Trebula again. Now again, in EU4, you would want to split this army and have half sitting here and maybe half here, or maybe even split it into, four and have them moving around. But again, I'm just not going to do that yet until we know more about the game. So, all right, so we've occupied that. Now let's move him down here to uh, what I think is their capital. Now, this is going to be a siege because they do have a fortification here. We know nothing about sieges yet, but maybe we're going to learn here, kind of a crash course on sieges. I would like one of my allies to come here and reconquer this. Now, who is this? Okay, this is the Sabine army. They're hiding back up over here. Probably smart. Now, question during, in 300 BC, if they would have let us come here, completely sit in their territory for what's going to be months, where their women and children are, and go hide behind the mountains. But, it is what it is. I don't find that particularly realistic, but what do we have here? Okay, our allies are here at the capital. Well, I don't know if it's the capital actually, but one of the regions of Picentium, and they are trying to conquer that. That will help. Now we're still at a -7 war score, which seems a little odd to me. They've got one of our territories, we've got one of theirs. We did lose, our allies lost a battle. Now, see, we just have far and away the most powerful army in the region. So then it just becomes a kind of a game of how much do you split them up so that you never get outnumbered in any individual battle. I think we can take this down to maybe 7,000, so split it in half, and we probably still have the largest army in the map and have the two largest. Okay, well, this siege is going. I saw a breach. So what happened down here? We could order an assault, I would imagine, but they, again, I'm trying to follow the tutorial. They haven't shown us how to do an assault yet. Oh, when I say split the army, here's the command. You would just split your army in half. Cannot disband. We don't want to border fort. Huh. This has got a lot more options than a Paradox game sometimes will have. Did that just say food shortage? Sorry, I wasn't. Oh, crap. Here come the Umbrians. All right. Let's pause this again. All right. So this is what happens in Paradox Warfare. So we're sitting here. The Sabines, um, again, in 300 BC would not have vacated there, but that's fine. We can deal with that. What we can't deal with is the fact that we've got Picentia, who has also completely abandoned their home country here while our allies take it over to come down here and either head for Veii or Rome. So we're going to have to go deal with that. Now, what do they got? 5,400 men? And Umbria is over here as well. Now, Umbria is not under threat, so maybe that's realistic that they would be down here. But okay, I figured we were going to have to do this. Let's split this army in half. Uh, we're just going to have to do that, I think. We're not going to outnumber this group by much, but I just don't really see any other way because the minute we occupy this and then come down here to deal with this big army, they'll just sneak in behind us, unoccupy these again. We'll fight them, and then this game's just going to go back and forth and back and forth. So, um, I think we're just going to have to do that. So I've already done it. Let's just do it. I think we have to do the outliner because it doesn't show them split here, but you can see them split here. So let's go to conscripted 2. Now what's interesting, it shows our consul up here as the general of conscripted 2, and he's also the general of conscripta 1. Huh. Well, maybe that's because they're not completely separated yet. Let's see. How are we going to do this? What's the best way to come down here? Well, let's go to Rome first with conscripta 2 or conscripti. No, conscripta. Okay, whatever. Conscripti 1 is going to stay here to occupy this territory in case the Sabines want to come back. All right, so let's go. Now, again, that's not in the tutorial. So if you are playing this yourself, I'm just telling you that's, in Paradox games, you've got to split the armies like this. Otherwise, you'll just be playing whack-a-mole till the end of time. Now, our allies really aren't doing jack diddly. What are they doing over here? They're just kind of hanging out. Um, Picentia, Umbria. I mean, we've got all kinds of armies down in here. 5,300 and we've got 7,000. Now, he obviously has gotten wind that we're on our way, which is good because I did not want to attack over this river, assuming this is like every other war game in the world. You never want to do that. Now, what's going on over here now? Picentia has some ships over here, but that's about it. Who's this? Okay, these are our allies. All right, so now we're in Rome. Let's cross the river. Excellent. All right, now let's try to catch some of these fools out here. We'll sit there just long enough to get rid of that occupation. Um, how's this army doing over here? In EU4, you need enough men to do a siege, but I just don't know enough about this game yet. I assume it's the same. This warfare plays out very much like EU4 so far, so I'm just going to assume that's about the same. Now you'll see these bars go away once we've been here for long enough. There they go. And we're going to go chase these clowns down. So now we've got our two pinchers of the Roman army that are, one going left, one over here to the right. Now, gosh darn, for some reason, none of my allies will come here. There he is. See, that's what I had to do. I had to get mad at him. So he would come and sit in this territory. All right, so now I kind of like the way we are going here. We've got our allies moving up here. Oh man, they took off. I thought that they... Shoot. Oh, we did it. Okay, our siege worked out. I don't really, I don't understand all of the mechanics of that yet, but hopefully they'll show us. Publius Fabius Sophus has led his men to a glorious victory during the siege of Interamnia. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left to decide on is how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, the spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Rome to admire Publius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Yes, evidently they know about Roman history. So we have some choices here. Okay, let the looting be gentle. The Fabii family gains 10 prestige. Publius Fabius Sophus gains 26 gold. Rome gains 26 gold. And our consul gains 5 popularity. All right, that all sounds pretty good. Let the men roam freely. The Fabii family gains 10 prestige, 39 gold this time. First levy of Fregelii become loyal to Sophus. Wow, to Sophus personally. I'm not sure if we like that. That could, as we know, cause problems later. 2 times. I don't know what 2 times means. Sabellian noble in Interamnia is killed. All right, so we just massacre their nobleman. Um, has happened. Sophus gains 5 popularity. All right, so that's just going to happen automatically. The final one is None Shall Hide, so this is really looting and getting nuts here. Um, Fabius Sophus gets Cruel. We do get more gold. I First levy of Nepete becomes loyal to Publius Fabius Sophus 4 times. Again, I don't know what that 4 times means. Maybe somebody will tell me in the comments. Sabellian tribesman in Interamnia is killed. Okay. Wow. So okay, that one we massacre the tribesmen. What is that? Oh, cruel. So he would gain the trait cruel, our consul. Yeah, let's just be gentle here, all right? They're fellow Italians, and we want to bring them into the empire eventually. There were 3 pops captured that had been distributed as slaves like this, 2 to Paltunium, and 1 pop died. Where's Paltunium? Oh, it's right here. That's Peltunum. All right. That was a place that they had taken. All right. Well, great. So now we're winning the war. Our war score is 5, although Umbrians are all the way down here, as are the Picentums in Frentania. Now, why are our allies, the Frentania, dealing with that? Why are they up here? Well, it's a grand question. Let's send the Roman army down this way and go say hello to everyone. Meanwhile, we've got our other guys up here. Now, I don't see any enemy armies up this way. And you've always got to think about how are you blocking off your enemy so they can't slip by you and get back here and get these occupations off, which will make this war last another year or two if we do that. So we've got to get down here. Oh, we're sieging again. Excellent. We're just going to sit right here. We'll just do this. We have to take over their area. Hold on. What was that? Crassus died. He was the Tribunus Militum, and he was a member of the Claudii family, right? What was this? Let's pause this for a second. Publius Cornelius Barbatus was elected to office and will now rule our. Oh, we got a new ruler, or at least a new consul. Um, Barbatus. All right, so Sophus is out, Barbatus is in, and now you see over here he's. Oh, by the way, let's go back and check that. Oh, well, we don't have to. We can see it right here. Uh, so, you know, Conscript 1, Italia, is being led by Barbatus now. He has an 8 Marshall. Okay, so that's good. We didn't lose anything there. Now that's conscript group 1, which is sitting here, right? Let's make sure. Yep. Now let's go look at conscript group 2 over here. That's what I thought. Now, how is he the general of both of these armies? I get that it was one army that split. Um, it should not be that way. They should fix that. He should not be the general of these conscript. When you split, you really should have to appoint someone else, at least to lead. You don't have to call him. I don't know what you call him. Call him a lieutenant general if you want, or whatever. But they should have to appoint someone else. As is, we have this really good general that's an 8 marshal leading both armies somehow. Maybe he's taking a private jet back and forth. All right. And it seems like our allies have gotten very active here recently. All right, let's click off of there. Optimates are now in control, giving the following benefits: National Noble output plus 12. They also have the following objective: pass law. Uh, okay, I don't think we really know what that means. So that's fine. We're up to 23 on the war score, so we're looking good. When we take this and our allies get back up in here and into Umbria, well, I don't know where the Umbrian army went. Are they in here? Yeah, the Picentian army and the Umbrian army are down here for some reason in Frentania, and they're going to be awfully upset when they figure out all of their territory's been taken back here while they were on this little wild journey. How's our siege going? I guess we got a siege going here. Is our siege done here? They both showed negative 42. Wow. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. We were still paused. My bad. I was like, why is nothing happening? We have a food shortage down here, but I don't know. I guess that gives us some attrition, but I haven't really seen any ill effects. I mean, we still have the same number of men. Influence of the Cornelius family. The fate of the Republic and that of the Cornelius family is and always will be intertwined. It is therefore a matter of great urgency that there are currently not enough Cornelian persons of quality ready to shoulder the responsibilities of state. Recognizing our plight, 2 of our loyal citizens have offered to fill the place that currently cannot be filled by anyone of the right birth. Okay, so the Cornelii do not have enough people to fill the positions that they think are rightfully theirs, which seems interesting. Um, okay, what does this mean? Marcus Aemilius Paulus now belongs to the Cornelii family. Oh, okay, so they're basically going to adopt this guy. He would get some popularity, down in prominence. He gains of humble origin. Okay. Um, all right. By accepting Marcus Paulus into our ancient family, we're reducing its prestige and standing among the other families in our country. Okay. The Cornelii family would lose 30 prestige. Okay, so interesting. That points out something that I was suspecting, but I think this confirms it is since we control Rome and no individual character and no individual dynasty or family, we really control each of the 3 leading families of Rome. Even though they're competitors, we're in so our last consul um, was Sophus. He was part of the Fabii, right? And so we had some certain decisions to make about his family, or a couple of them anyway. But now we're going to be making decisions about the Cornelii family, and I'm sure things will pop up with the Claudii at some point. So you really are in charge of all 3 families, even though I guess in the grand scheme of things, they're kind of competing with each other for control of Rome. Okay, interesting. All right, so they could essentially adopt this guy. They could adopt this guy, Gnaeus Flavius, and or we could say no, neither of these 2 guys is good enough. Since our ruling family expect to hold three positions in government, but there are only four family members, that's why they're looking to adopt someone. Okay. Sure. I don't know enough about this really to make a informed decision. I'm just going to pick the first one. By taking in Marcus as a member of the royal family, we have no doubt done him a great favor. Shall we also allow him to change his last name? He adopts it, or he does not adopt it. Okay, there's no bonus or anything else. Well, sure. Let's call him a Cornelii. He's part of the family. Excellent. All right, we're back off and running here. Now it's going to be interesting when the when the Picentia eventually decide to come back over here. I probably, well, now my allies are taking other places as well. So I was going to say I probably should have started over here, so they would have had to come to me all the way through here because, in Paradox War style, if I would have taken this and then started trying to take this, they would have tried to sneak in here and untake that from us, but as is now, we're in good position because our allies are taking all of Umbria and the rest of Picentia. Here you can see we've got it to 48 to war score. Generally, it should click over to 100 when we take all of their territories. But that's going to take a little bit of time. Now you may say, why don't you move to the other side of this river? It doesn't matter. As long as we're in the region, we're in the region. It's not as if we can be on this side of the river within this region. I may have to go beat them too, like beat the army. I just don't know. We'll find out as this war score gets up. We need our allies to get the rest of Umbria. We need to finish our siege here, and they need to finish the siege. I guess we could just order an assault if we really. Well, we're not supposed to know how to do that yet. Assume control or order assault. Oh, okay. Well, we're done. Publius Cornelius Barbatus has led his men to a glorious victory in the siege of Plestia. All right. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left to decide is how to treat. Okay, so this is the same looting choice. Let's be gentle again. We sent some slaves out. He gained in popularity. Okay. We've got this up to 64. So this was actually the siege we won. He flew in his private jet over here. And you know what's interesting? Let's stop this for a minute. Now, we have two consoles, right? We should have two. Do we have two consoles? I don't know. Government. Yes, we have. This is the year of Publius and Lucius. So we have Publius Cornelius Barbatus. Excellent. He's one co-consul. Now they're saying he's our ruler, but these guys are really co-consuls. And we have Lucius Cornelius Cursor. All right. Now, why isn't Cursor out here leading one of the armies and Barbatus leading the other? Um, I don't know. I think that's something they ought to address. If there's some really good reason for that, like, well, he's the ultimate general, and so even though it's his lieutenant over here leading the army, we still say he's the general. I don't know. I don't like that, but just asking questions here. Now, see, at this point, you would really think someone from Umbria or Picenta would tell them, we really need you back home, guys. But no. Who's this? There's a Eutruscan Revolt. Wow. All right. Revolting against whom? I guess I don't think we know that yet. Let's go down here. I guess we're going to have to be the ones with that army to go take over that, or the rest of Umbria. Gosh darn, this siege is taking forever. Are we close? Let's look up here. Yeah, we're up to 21%. All right. Well, I guess I could speed this up for right now, but I'm just afraid when these guys do activate and they decide to go somewhere, they're going to go flying and we're going to have to chase them around probably. Um, and I'm trying to avoid that. All right, so we've got our other army over here with our quote unquote general in charge. All right, I civium. Let's just keep the looting general. We know that. We know those, what the choices they're going to give us there. I really want to wrap this war up before I sign off here. I've been trying to keep these to 30 minutes, but I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up. I mean, this is what I would do if I was normally just playing the game by myself, is I would speed this up. So let's speed it up. All right, so now we've taken all of Umbria. We're up to 9. Okay, so we just won the siege down here, right? Yeah. All right, so there's only one territory they have left. Vibius Caecilius earned popularity. Okay, whoa, shoot. All right, let's slow this down. Now, why did that go down to 95? What did we lose? We'll go find out. Yeah, the siege lasted 262 days. Wow. Okay. So we paused there. Oh, all right. So they took one of our allies' regions here. They occupied it. So we're going to have to go deal with that. Our allies here should occupy that, I would think, pretty soon. We still have allies that can sit here. We've got our other army here. Now the Umbrians cannot raise any more forces from back here. The Sabines cannot either. They've just kind of are stuck with what they've got. Now let's get out here. I just don't want these guys to march over here and start taking like Neapolis or something. So let's get that army moving back this way. We've slowed this down again, but let's actually speed it up. Okay, so they're going to go try to sit down there. Now let's take our army here, get rid of this Actually, let's just go right here. Let's try to beat this army, get that done with. We're sitting on 99 war score. Oh yeah, they're going to take off now. They have very good scouting in this game, let me tell you, because they know exactly where you're going to go. All right, that's fine. We'll come down here. We've got all of these groups down here outnumbered, and I'm sure that we have a better military. Man of Mars, one of our soldiers has the reputation of a man blessed by the god of war himself, fighting with a frenzy unlike any other. Some of our other soldiers question why he has not been promoted after all of his heroic deeds. Wow. He will join our court, which means a new character appears in Rome. Okay, well, that could be interesting. Now, we don't know enough about that. I assume that means he could eventually hold titles, be appointed to things and whatnot. Or he's an inspiring, so Rome gains inspiring soldier. We get a +5 to the morale of our armies and a +5 to fort defense. Well, let's do that. I think if I was playing a regular game, gosh darn it, he got out of there before I could get there. So we're gonna have to go chase him down. Um, we got pirates down here. Did they? Whoa, the Battle of Bucca. All right, where is this taking place? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Pause, pause, pause. Where is the Battle of Bucca taking place? I assume that's that. Let's move this over here. We've got some pirates. What did they destroy our ships? Probably. I didn't know that was going on. Well, that looks like pretty good odds. Okay, is this? Where is this? Where is this? Where are we? Yeah, this is the Battle of Bucca. I just wanted to make sure that now they moved 1,000 men over here to go try to conquer that area. Our allies, meanwhile, are back here, I don't know, drinking Italian wine, having a good time. Who's this? Oh, geez, there's a Sabian army. active over here. Now, how the hell did he get over there? All right. Well, we're going to have to go deal with him. Otherwise, he's going to start knocking out these provinces that we've occupied. So we've got to get somebody over there. What's going on? Oh, the Battle of Bucca. Okay. Oh, we won that. All right, I got it. I see why that came up now. Um, Now we're fighting someone else. A second Battle of Bucca. I used to like that Italian restaurant, Buca di Beppo. Evidently, that's where the name came from. Oh, did we not hit play? All right, let's hit play. Yeah, we just destroyed another 500 troops. Looks like they're just going to keep coming for it. Picentia, okay, we win it again. We've now completely taken that. We still have these pirates here. I don't know what they're up to. The Etruscan Civil War ends. Interesting. Doesn't really affect us directly right now, anyway. Um, yep. See, now they've already broken our, and so now we're down to 88 war score, even though we just keep winning and winning and winning. All right, let's pause. This is our army, right? Okay, yeah, we're going to go take him, and then we're going to have to reconquer these areas. Now, see, they're unoccupying these with 1,000 troops. So, really, as a defender, the best thing you can do is split into like 100 armies of 1,000 and then just go sit them in territories. It drives me nuts. Um, we won the Battle of Picenum. Okay. Now we're back up to 90. Hopefully, we'll get. Now, how did they. So now they've occupied this. They're just going to keep wandering around doing this. We're going to have to split this army again here in a minute. Or one of our allies might actually have to come over here and help us. Uh, who's this? Frentania. Okay, Frentania, why don't you go back to your own territory and help me out? All right. Heated debate in the Senate is not uncommon, especially where so many prominent members of society are involved. Lately, a wave of xenophobia has swept across Rome, resulting in foreign values being regarded with great distrust. All in attendance at today's debate agreed, however, that Publius Fabius Sophus crossed the line today when he accused Consul Publius of indulging in barbaric neuragic. I don't know what that is, but it sounds horrific. Neuragic practices. All right. Turn the other cheek. Sophus gains 10 prominence. He gains 10 popularity. He loses 15 loyalty. Doesn't that seem backwards? Why? I mean, if we just turn the other cheek and we say, okay, well, he accused him of that, we're turning the other cheek. Why would he gain or why would he lose popularity? Or, I mean, lose loyalty? I don't know. Siren pop spoiling this culture. So basically, we're saying he's a siren. I assume when they say Publius, since they're both named Publius, um, that they mean our current consul. Because when they say consul Publius, obviously they're talking about our consul. Publius Fabius Sophus, when they say that, he's the one that's calling the consul neuragic. I don't know. This does not have, I don't know, it doesn't really tell us that it's doing anything. It just tells us more about their culture. Okay. So now we have to rerun this siege, even though they have nobody here, essentially. I mean, we went and looted the whole area, but since they retook it, we have to re-siege it. We've run everything off down here, right? Can we go over here? No. Where else can we go? We're back up to 99 though. Um, I guess we can march back this way. Who's, yeah, we're not fighting Ancona. Now that we're at 99%, can we go and enforce a peace? Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. This is the war. I don't really want to sue for peace. Demanding peace, offering peace. All right, let's pause and tell you what, let's pause and I'm going to save the game right here. I'll come back for episode 6. I'll should have that back out today. This one's just going longer than I want it to, or for any of these to go. So let's save the game, and when I come back, this was what, turn 5, so I'm calling these tutorial 5. Save. Okay, so when I come back next time, we will figure out the this screen, offering peace, demanding peace. We're at 99. Can we bring it into this war? We will do that next time. So for Strategy Gaming Dojo, thank you so much for joining me. I'm enjoying the heck out of this, learning the game with you. It makes it a lot more fun to talk it out, let you know a little bit of my frustration sometimes with the warfare, but I'm having a good time. So, anyway, thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you next time.